YouTubers. As you can see, we have a new motorcycle. Well, I say it's new. Well, firstly, it was second hand, and secondly, I've had it about 3 months, 4 months now. Yeah. So it is a Harley Davidson Fat Bob, 114 cubic centimetres. It's on a 24 plate. I decided to go over to the dark side and get myself a cruiser. Now, I've always liked the Fat Bob, I've always liked the way it looks. I know it was a bit contentious when it came out, especially that headlight, but to be quite honest, the headlight is what really well, one of the elements that I really liked about it. Like, it's still got standard exhausts on it, and at some point I'll change those out for Vance and Hines big shots, I think. As the standard ones are like, well, they look like bloody diving canisters, to be quite honest. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's such a, I don't know, just such a departure from what I'm used to, I suppose. Yeah, there's things on it that I don't like. The indicators, for example, having a right indicator on the right bar and a left hand indicator on the left bar. You know, it's fucking weird, that, like. But, you know, you soon get used to it. Having my feet more forward, that's another thing. Like, it handles reasonably well, but I'm going slow today because it's wet, and I don't know what it's like in the wet, these tyres. Of course, the tyres are Dunlops, which I've never liked Dunlops, to be quite honest. But yeah, it can fairly move around, like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, it's quite a good handling bike, really. You know, as long as you don't expect too much of it, you know what I mean? You know, you're not going to get records on the fucking Isle of Man or anything, but yeah, it's a really sound bike, really. So yeah, it's the end of, well, was it the 22nd of November or something like that? So the weather's started to get cold now as well, so yeah, just taking it nice and easy. But I have had little problems with it. One of them being, and probably my making, to be honest, they have an AGM battery in these, which because I have on my normal battery tender is a what they call them again? Oh, them blue ones with the silver face on them. He'll come to us. But anyway, it was a constant current rather than whatever the AGMs prefer. So it wasn't charging the battery. So a couple of days ago, I just took the back. Well, I bought myself a Harley charger. Just thought I'd go with Harley, just, you know, I know it's expensive and all that, but I thought I'll go with the Harley, and then we know everything's tickety-boo. Yeah, and took the battery out the bike, which, okay, now, what a job. Honestly, you need a PhD in bloody mechanical engineering just to get the battery out the bike, like. Unbelievable. Look at the state of these roads, eh? Jesus. Ridiculous. Yeah, so what sort of battery charger did I have while I'm sitting here waiting? Let's have a think about it.
You have to excuse me, age is starting to take its toll. Don't mock the afflicted.
Optimate. Optimate, that's the brand that I've got. It's an Optimate 4. And like I say, that particular one is at like a constant current on it. Which AGM batteries don't actually like, so yeah. So it wasn't charging right. So like I say, I took the battery out, which was an absolute faff. You know, can supply the bike with a shrink ray, so you can shrink the battery, and then once you've got it out, you can put it back to normal size, charge it up, shrink it again, put it back in, get it to normal size, etc. Yeah, bloody awful job, like. But you know, that's Harley's for you, I suppose. All those wonderful quirks that they have. Anyway, we'll stop somewhere and I'll show you the bike. I've done a few little bit of modifications for it. You know, things like I've put a sissy bar on it, for example, and a rack. I've put a little bag on it, on the frame, for all my bits and bobs. Put a flush mounted fuel cap on it. I've got a side mounted number plate now, which will be no good in this weather. It had I can't think what they're called there, but you know, like bars coming off the swing arm, you know, with the plate at the back of that. Yeah, but didn't offer a great deal more protection, so I just thought it'd look nicer with the side mounted number plate on it, so I got one of those. That was a bit of a faff as well, out and that, from the electrics point of view. As the one that I got, it came with, although it's a Harley one, it came with bigger pins, you know, for the connector. So I had to splice the wires from the old one onto it. You know, sort of soldered them and all that, you know. But yeah, a bit of a faff. You'd have thought they'd come with the same pins, but c'est la vie. But do I like it? I absolutely love it. Honestly, it's hilarious. I don't even want to go fast. To be quite honest, going fast on it is quite uncomfortable. You know, you get a lot of wind in your chest, and because of my big flappy feet, they start to get blown off the pegs as well. So yeah, but no, I do love it. I love the way it looks and everything. Yeah, colour wise, I would have preferred the lighter colour one, sort of like a really light grey, or kind of a sand colour. That would have been nicer, but this grey is quite nice as well. Although I'm not wearing it today, I got myself a helmet that matches the colour as well, an RI, another RI, yeah, Jesus. But yeah, one of them Concept XEs. Yeah, nice helmet. Not as comfortable as this or the RX-7. The one I'm wearing is the what's the word? What are these called again? Quantic. I have my camera on my Quantic. God, that sun's bright this morning, or this afternoon should I say. know what that's doing to the camera, but Jesus, it's bright, very bright. Yeah, so it's a long time since I've posted anything on YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. Just I don't know. You kind of lose the will to do it sometimes. You know, sometimes it's just easier just going out for a ride on your own, if you know what I mean. Rather than dragging yous lot all along, you know. That sounds a bit. What's the word? Unthankful, I suppose. And I've got over 600 subscribers now, which is amazing. And I can't thank you enough, to be honest. Yeah, that's great. No doubt I'll lose a few because of the buying a Harley, but hey, you know what I mean. But yeah, I traded in the Suzuki. I was just going to buy one, but you know, I've got a lot of money and I have, you know, 2 bikes, you know, plus 10 grand in the garage. You know, I just could, you know, it's a bit much like, you know, some people have stables and stuff. But, well, I wish I'd done in the past. I wish I'd kept the VFR and you know, bought one of these as well as, because the VFR was a lovely bike. Like, I keep thinking about it, strangely. So we'll stop at the bottom of here. In the car park, and I'll show you the bike, which is probably covered in crap now. But yeah. A bit slippy here. A lot of sand about. Must have been a bit of a flood. Right, I'll see you guys shortly. There we have it. That is the motorbike. I don't know if you can hear us or not. Like, I'll try and keep it as close, or the camera as close to my mouth as possible. As you can see, it's taken a lot of dirt just in that short little blast there. So the things I've done, I've put a short sissy bar on there with a rack, which kind of keeps some of the dirt off you, but you know, the back wheel does kick up a lot of dirt. Like, what else have I done to it? So that can come off and everything, but yeah. What else have I done to it? Oh yeah, the push mounted petrol cap. What else did I do? A little bag on the side there. Quite an expensive item, that. Being a bit extravagant. So that's Harley Davidson, that's what you buy into, and of course the side mounted number plate. As you can see, it does improve the rear profile. I also put that reflector on there. And the reflector I managed to get cheap, they're normally about 50 quid then. Harley Davidson, everything's bloody expensive. Yeah. but I got it for 17 quid. 17 quid that is, which is a lot better than the 50 quid obviously. Currently it's got the rain sock on, the air filter. It's just stops any water getting in the air filter. Oh, look at the state of them exhausts. Oh my god, it's gonna have to be washed. It's gonna have to be washed. Yeah, terrible. But yeah, I do love it. I love the way it looks and everything. It's just it's a lovely bike. It is a lovely bike. Yes, I love it a lot. It's a great bike. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll head off once I've finished this cigarette. Right then, we're back. Yeah, I do love this bike. I know I've said that about most of the bikes that I've had, but I don't know, this one's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. Just everything, I think. Even the bad things, you know what I mean? Just that bit of character. I wouldn't like to work on them though. On Harleys, that is. Jesus. Oh yeah. But yeah, you really do feel the wind on these things. And to be quite honest, yeah, one of the reasons I bought it was just to slow down a bit, you know. And to stay comfortable, you've got to slow down. So yeah. So I'm not too bothered about speed or anything like that. Just, you know. In fact, I've got little girls on tricycles and passing us sometimes. Yeah, but I don't give a fuck because I look as cool as fuck. Yeah, they're a cool looking bike, and they do mellow you out like. Starting to feel the cold along here, a little bit higher up. Traffic lights. should have cleaned my visor when I stopped. The tyres tend to grip ridges in the road, you know, tram lines sort of thing. But you know, it's not the only bike I've ever had that does that, like. There is a road, well, part of this road is like that further down. So yeah, it's quite a big engine. It's 18, I think it's 1860 cc, something like that. It's 114 cubic inch anyway. Milwaukee 8 engine. Yeah, tonight, I like I say, I do like it. You know, you can't see your speedo too well. You know, you have to really look, you know, to see what speed you're going, or if you need to know what the time is, anything like that. There's very little on the dash compared to the Suzuki, of course. You know, all you're getting is your trip meters, your odometer. You can actually put your revs up there, which is a bit strange to have two rev counters. I don't know what they were thinking there, but yeah, Harley Davidson for you, I suppose. So obviously one of them's a digital readout and the other one is analog. And a clock, and of course you've got your fuel on there as well. Your gear selector, which disappears when you pull the clutch in, which again, nice one, Harley. You've got how many miles are left in the tank, all that sort of paraphernalia. Yeah. This doesn't have cruise control, though you can buy cruise control for it if you want it. Costs you 350 quid, and you have to have your dealer set it off in the electronics, you know, and the ECU, so it works. Or if you get one of those power commander things from Vance and Hines, you can do that with that in that app. But yeah, so at some point I will be putting Vance and Hines big shots on it. I want the big shots rather than the short shots, so the sound is behind us rather than right under me bloody lugs. And yeah, but it's just it kind of opens, although I do like the colour of the heat shields on this exhaust. You know, they are nice, nice colour and everything. I don't like the big old fucking scuba tank bloody exhausts. deciding whether to go this way, but I think it's closed at the other. Well, I know it's closed at the other end, but yeah, we'll go this way. Fuck it. Yeah, so but what I like about the Vance and Hines is not only the low profile of them, but it kind of opens up the engine as well a bit, you know what I mean? You know, you can see the push rod sleeves a bit better, you know, that little extra bit of chrome and stuff, you know, which looks nice, like, so I'd like that. I'm going to have to give it a clean when I get in. Might even have to give myself a clean when I get in, actually. It's like I say, you do get a lot of in this sort of weather, you do get a lot of muck getting thrown up by the back wheel. But that's bobbers for you, you know. I'm sure anybody that's got a bobber will know exactly what I'm talking about. But these are the roads I'm talking about with the tyres there. It does tend to follow the lines on the road, you know what I mean? You can kind of feel it shaking underneath you. You know, struggling with them. And that's no doubt the tyres, I would say. But you get that with you know, lots of bikes on roads like this, where you've got lines running lengthways on the roads, tends to follow them. Especially Dunlop, strangely enough. More traffic lights, eh? The indicators on this are automatic and they're pretty good normally. Automatic cancelling, that is. Comfort wise, apart from when you're going fast, it's brilliant. You know, I've had some reasonably long rides on it and it's been fine. Like, you know, the seat's comfortable, the suspension's reasonably comfortable, you know, considering it's not the greatest suspension in the world. Perfectly adequate though for cruising. I do like it, like I say. It's a complete, you know, diversion from what I normally would ride, but I just thought the time had come. Get a cruiser. And like I say, I'm loving it. It's great. Yeah, I can't wait to get some better exhaust on it though. I'll probably do that during the winter. The only problem is my nearest Harley dealer is Glasgow. You know, so 90 miles away. So yeah. Not too great. The next nearest is Leeds, which I think is where this came from. I bought it off a company in Ripley. Mirrors, oof, well, you've got to move your arms out the road to be able to see the whole road behind you, but you know, perfectly adequate. The dent to vibrate a little bit. That's Harley Davidson. I'm not going to say that the vibrations are bad or anything, but they are there. All character building stuff though. Well, I'll tell you what I forgot to do. I forgot to check the screen for shite on it. Not the screen, the lens. No doubt you're looking at the world through a mud splattered bloody haze, but never mind. If it's any good, this won't go up. Yes, you don't half feel the wind when you go fast on one of these things. So if you're thinking of buying one, maybe think about buying a screen if you're not into that sort of thing. Then again, you don't have to build up your core strength. Somebody having a worse time than me. Probably got a better mudguard than I have, mind you. Anyway guys, that's me nearly home, so I'll say goodbye. So if you've been watching this, thanks for watching, it's much appreciated. Look after your loved ones and yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. So yeah, peace out guys, and have a great Christmas and a prosperous New Year if I don't see you before then. So yeah, peace out.